Yo, what's going on, guys? Troy ADASHUN here with WeightGainNetwork.com, and in today's video we're going to talk about what to do if you are skinny fat. So we're going to talk about a complete skinny fat transformation, how to go from being skinny fat to ripped and muscular in a 6-month period of time. So this one is a little bit tricky because I would define being skinny fat is, first of all, you have a small amount of muscle mass in your chest and your arms, your shoulders, and your legs. And you also have a lot of belly fat and lower back fat. So you're trying to kind of do two things at once. And most guys who are skinny fat get completely overwhelmed by the entire process. So do you bulk first? Do you cut first? Do you focus on your fat loss and losing the belly fat? Or do you focus on building some lean muscle mass and increasing your strength? So what we're gonna do with the 6-part blueprint is we're gonna do a little bit of both. Step number 1, do not panic. Look, guys, you might feel like the world is against you and you have all these things you're trying to do at once with your physique and your life and your goals and everything. But look, time is gonna go on regardless. So before I get into the nutrition and the workouts, just keep this in mind. I'm gonna lay this out for you step by step in this blueprint. If you follow exactly what I'm saying, you are gonna go from being skinny fat to ripped and muscular in about 6 months period of time. That may seem like kind of a long time, but time is gonna go by regardless. 6 months, it's gonna go by like that. And before you know it, you guys are gonna start to have an awesome physique. You're gonna completely transform your body. This blueprint is going to allow you to lose belly fat, lose lower back fat, build chest, arms, shoulders, the whole 9 yards at the same time. So we don't have to focus on bulking or cutting. We're gonna actually accomplish both with this blueprint. So step number 2, we're gonna get right into our macronutrients. So we're gonna call it macros on fleek. I'm gonna tell you the exact amount of protein, carbs, and fats you should be hitting on your training days and your non-training days if you're trying to gain muscle and strength and also lose that belly fat. So it's gonna vary a bit if it's a training day versus a non-training day. So on training days, carbohydrates are gonna be a lot more important. Carbohydrates in combination with protein are gonna be what we need to build lean muscle mass. So we wanna have a nice little blend of protein, carbs, and fats. So everything is laid out here in terms of gram per pound of body weight. So with protein, you wanna have 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight on training days. You wanna have carbs, 1.25 per pound of body weight. So if you're a 200-pound guy, you're gonna have about 225 grams of carbohydrates on your training days. And with fat, we want to have 0.25 grams of fat per pound of body weight. So if you're a 200-pound guy, that means you're having 50 grams of fat for the entire day. So 1 gram of protein, 1.25 of carbs, 0.25 grams for our fats. Now on non-training days, it's gonna vary drastically. We're gonna jack up our protein. So we're gonna have 1.25 grams of protein per pound of body weight. We're gonna have 0.5 grams of carbohydrates. So I'm gonna get more into this in the next section when we talk about the specific timing. So the whole thing with carbs is on non-training days, you wanna keep your insulin levels really low. And we do this with carbohydrates being really low as well. So low insulin levels, it's gonna help speed up your fat loss, and it's also, that's why we jack up the protein, because it's gonna help you maintain your lean muscle tissue and also build up when you're trying to recover from those workouts. So carbohydrates, we have 0.5 grams per pound of body weight, and then fat, we're gonna increase a little bit. We're gonna have 0.4 grams of fat per 1 pound of body weight. So that is what we are doing for our macronutrients. Now, step number 3 is gonna be all about the timing. So this one is so crucial. That's why I'm not a big fan of, say, like the if it fits your macros diet, because nutrient timing is gonna be so crucial for you guys to actually go from being skinny fat to ripped and muscular in only 6 months. So on our training days, we wanna have the majority of our carbohydrates following our resistance training workout. This is when it's actually gonna be beneficial to help you guys spike your insulin and initiate protein synthesis, increase your strength. So what I would recommend to anyone who is skinny fat is you wanna have about 80 to 90% of your carbohydrates for the entire day on your training days in your pre-workout meal and in the 90-minute period following your workout. So pack in, hit the carbohydrates heavy following your resistance training workout, and have the rest of your carbohydrates right before. So that's why if you guys are looking for the best time of the day to train to maximize your lean muscle mass and your body fat levels, you want to train early in the day. That way you can consume all of your carbohydrates for like breakfast, which kind of constitutes is your pre-workout meal, and then right after that for your post-workout meal. Then the rest of the day you have fairly low insulin levels, and on non-training days, you want to have the majority of your carbohydrate totals for breakfast. So I would recommend having like a big bowl of oatmeal with some fresh fruit, hit about 50 to 60 grams of carbs right there, first thing in the morning. And then the rest of the day, we're gonna have about 40 to 50 grams of carbs just from our vegetables. So you wanna have like the slow digesting carbohydrates early in the day for your non-training days, and then you wanna hit it with vegetables for the rest of the day. And make sure, you know, the last 3-4 hours before you go to bed, your insulin levels are really low. This is so crucial for maximizing our lean muscle gains and also hitting our optimal fat loss levels, especially targeting that belly fat. So step 4 and 5, we're gonna get into our workouts. We've talked a lot about nutrition. Now that we have our nutrition completely dialed in, it's time to optimize our workouts. These are gonna combine into a powerhouse for building lean muscle mass and burning belly fat. Just that carbohydrate timing tip alone, in combination with everything else, hitting your macros, doing these workouts, it's gonna give you guys amazing results. So tip number 4, I call it train insane or remain the same. The way you wanna set up your workouts is you wanna have 4 weight room sessions every single week. So you're gonna do 4 times a week in the weight room, and then you're gonna do 2 times a week with high intensity interval training. That is the best form of cardio to maximize your testosterone levels, your human growth hormone levels, and stimulate that metabolism for up to 24 hours following your workout. So basically, high intensity interval training just means you're sprinting at maximum intensity. So basically you're running as fast as you can for anywhere between 10 and 15 seconds, and then you're resting for 30 to 45 seconds. Start off just doing this 6 times, and you guys are gonna see some amazing results. So tip number 5, I wanna talk about specifically how you should set up your workouts. So you're gonna work out 4 times a week. These workouts should last anywhere between 45 minutes and 1 hour and 15 minutes, depending on your rest times, all that good stuff. We're not gonna dive too deep into that. I don't wanna overwhelm you guys, throwing a lot at you in this video, but I do want to talk about specifically how you should set up your workout. So you want to start off for the first part of your workout with an emphasis on increasing your strength on a compound movement. So I recommend going 2 different exercises, doing the 5x5. So that means 5 sets, 5 repetitions. So you always start off your workouts with compound stuff. So say you're doing a chest and triceps workout, you're gonna start off doing 5 sets, around 5 reps of the barbell bench press, and then you're gonna maybe do some weighted dips to hit your chest and your tris as well. Maybe the next time you're gonna hit some incline bench and do some dumbbell bench. So always hit your exercises or your workouts with a compound exercise. 2 different compound exercises, so you're gonna be doing 10 sets total. So on a back day, for instance, you might do some barbell row, you might do some deadlift. On a leg day, you might start off doing a barbell squat, and then you might transition into some dumbbell lunges or some weighted pull-ups. So many compound exercises. Watch some other videos on the channel. We've thrown a lot at you. There, in my opinion, are 12 to 14 highly effective compound exercises that you can implement into your routine. Now, the next part of your workout, the next 2 exercises, if you're only doing 4 exercises and about 16 to 20 sets per workout, is you want to do a shaper or a machine of that muscle group, but you want to go a high rep scheme with a short rest period. So this is going to really supercharge our fat loss. It's going to initiate lactic acid, which is going to help tone your muscles and also help build them. It's going to be an awesome training split so you have a really diversified training split. You have your high repetition, you get that deep lactic acid burn, and then you're lifting really heavy, trying to increase strength and building muscle mass at the start of your workout. This is gonna combine together to give you guys awesome results if you are skinny fat. So you're gonna be increasing your strength. You're gonna be building up your chest, building up your arms, your shoulders, your back, your legs. You should really increase your strength along the journey of you going from skinny fat to ripped and muscular. And then the second portion of your workout, you're going high repetitions with short rest time. So say for instance, you might do like seated row. So you're doing 15 to 20 reps per set. You're only resting 45 seconds. You're doing 3 to 4 sets per exercise. So do a machine or do a shaper for the last 2 exercises. Go really high rep, go for that deep muscle burn. So you guys are gonna have an awesome combination. Tip number 6, we're gonna call it lights out gains, because What you do for the last hour before you go to bed is really gonna make or break your results going from skinny fat to ripped and muscular. In fact, if you just only do this tip alone, you're gonna probably see pretty good results over the next 6 months. It's really important to consider how your body responds to different macronutrients, our proteins, our carbs, and fats at different times. So when you guys are trying to optimize your fat loss overnight and maintain your lean muscle mass and actually rebuild lean muscle mass, you've got to keep your insulin levels really low. So you want to consume only protein and healthy fat late at night. So I think the perfect meal for the last hour before you go to bed is an omelet. So take some leftover chicken, some leftover turkey, beef, whatever you have, crack 3 or 4 eggs over it, and that is the perfect combination of high quality protein that is slow release. It's gonna drip feed your muscles with amino acids. It's also low insulin. It's got literally 0 carbohydrates, so you're not gonna spike your insulin because insulin and HGH, they can't coexist at high levels at the same time. So you wanna have literally a 0 carbohydrate meal for the last hour of the night, and you guys are gonna be a fat burning machine overnight. This is how you guys make amazing progress with losing belly fat and also increasing, say, your chest size and your arm size at the same time. So have 25 to 30 grams of high quality protein, keep it slow digesting, stay away from those carbohydrates, and you guys are gonna have some perfect lights out nutrition. So that is my amazing 6-step blueprint to go from skinny fat to ripped and muscular in a 6-month period of time. I guarantee you, you guys follow the workouts, you follow the nutrition, follow every detail on what I just laid out, and you guys are gonna see an epic transformation in just 6 months time. And remember, 6 months may seem like a lot of time, but time is gonna go on regardless, and you guys are gonna be so happy that you made the transition into, you know, just making the right choices with your workouts and your nutrition. Don't be overwhelmed by the journey of it all. Just stick with it, and you guys are gonna see an epic skinny fat transformation. And anyone who does decide to do this little blueprint, make sure you guys snap a before and snap an after picture. I would love to see some amazing transformations from anyone who followed this blueprint. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you're looking for more information on how to bulk up and gain lean muscle mass, head on over to weightgainmethod.com. See you there, guys. Anabolic triggers. Now there are 3 times of the day where it's really important that you ingest high quality protein. I call these anabolic trigger points. These are times of the day where you can really increase that protein.